This is honestly, and I'm not trying to be mean.
That's totally fine.
This is some of the worst I've seen. This is rough. This coaching is going to be bronze brand coaching. So if you're a support player that likes to play the mages, the bursty mages, the Zyras, the stuff like that, or if you're curious about how I would try to make those work, stick around, stay tuned. I'm going to help this player out. And with that, let's get some LP. Let's do it. I'm gonna call this guy right now. Yeah, what up? How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. I am loading up your op.gg right now.
Okay.
Let's see here. When we're
just also wanted to let you know I also have another account. I just don't really get on it that much.
Okay. How long you been playing, man?
I've been playing since season 6.
Since season 6. So what's your goal at the game?
Oh, no, season 5. Goal at the game is I made it to plat.
Okay.
But I want to get to diamond.
You made it to plat. When did you make it to plat? You lying to me?
No. So here, I'll give you the other account. There you go.
Okay. Because it's hard to make it in plat and ever be in bronze.
I kind of took a break and stopped playing. I'm going to school, so I just haven't had a lot of time to get back in and actually do it. But
okay, cool. I'm probably gonna start this by investigating your in-game. Let's see here. Give me a second to load up my league. I've been on a Valorant kick lately.
Oh, hell yeah.
I've been really enjoying it. I don't know. I've been in kind of a funk. Like, I've been playing Korea a lot, and I've just been playing the game a lot since I've been out here, and it's really, really exhausting. I've been having a lot of fun with Valorant. I want to keep going with... Wait, why is this not loading? Give me a second.
Oh, good.
I want to keep going with playing League, but it is a fucking... It's just like grinding games at high level is such a time sink. It's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot. I mean, not that Valorant isn't a time sink either. I mean, both are for sure. But I feel like with Valorant, at least right now, since I'm like learning the game, it doesn't feel as... This is what I... And by the way, what I'm talking about, this is literally what I tell people about League too, is that, you know, as you're learning the game, it's great. It's a great game, and there's so much to learn, and there's so much stuff to explore, and it feels fresh. But I find that the better that you get at these games, you know, it gets to a point where it's very monotonous. And I think League is really, really gross in particular, because when you get really, really good, a lot of your time is kind of just like determined by really, really shitty situations or just bad circumstances, right? Like you miss a kill by an auto attack, now you're going to get fucked over for 15 minutes. Like that. Exactly. With Valorant, at least so far, my experience has been, you know, if I'm getting shit on, I can just kind of like, you know, I can play out a round, try to hit some lucky shots. There's still a moment of like, I can maybe do something really badass. I really like that right now. And I quite miss that feeling in League. I don't know how they could ever bring that back for someone at my level, but anyways, I digress. So can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
So I'm going to look at your VOD here. And like I told you, you know, I'm using Valorant as an example right now because it's fresh on the brain, but like, you have, you know, all these things in shooters, like these fundamentals, like how you peek and how you know, how you aim your crosshair, like where you place your crosshair and things like that. But this game, there are fundamentals. They're just not as obvious. And I'm going to see if you are managing those fundamentals well. Let's see here. Let's start this off. So I kind of screwed this up early.
Yeah. I die. Well,
it's okay if you die
here, but I don't think I die here, but I definitely tilted myself so much. I flashed here for no reason. I should have just stayed bot, honestly.
Well, I think it's more of a spacing issue. I think you're fine to show up. So all I, you know, as a coach, all I ever do is I get into the habit of talking about max range. So like right now, you can see that you've broken the plane here. And the plane would be, you know, just a circle around you. And the minute that you do that and you break that plane as a mage, and this is why I opened this coaching, I said, before I called you, I said, you know, there's champs like Zyra, like Xerath, like all these poke champs.
Yeah.
You know, they all kind of perform fundamentally the same. So here's your, you know, your radius or whatever of your W. And you've got this range, and this guy is well within our range, and you're about to throw this ability, and let's see how you move. And this normally tells the whole picture. So the way you moved, you went right up to the guy's face. And to me, you know, the first thing I do as a coach is I just flag it, and I just say, well, okay, this guy obviously, you know, he wasn't paying attention. Yes. So oh, trust me, I've been playing this game a long time. I know exactly what you did.
I'm glad you can see that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I get
focused.
I get that, but like the problem is once you identify that you're on this, you know, you're right there, you need to immediately move directly. As soon as you threw that ability, that movement should have been automatic. And so what I try to do as a coach is I try to condition you to understand that every time you throw an ability as a mage, envision, and it was what I tell people, envision that you're behind sandbags. I don't know if you're a military guy. I'm ex-military.
Prior service as well.
Oh,
Thank
cool.
you for your service.
Thanks, man. So this, did you ever do like the grenade range?
Oh yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember. Well, I have a funny story about that. I could tell you maybe later, but the premise is that when you throw a grenade, they tell you get the fuck down. Right?
Exactly.
So basically, as soon as a grenade leaves your hand, you get the fuck down. So I want you thinking that way when you play poke champs. As soon as the ability leaves your hand, you get the fuck down. In this case, get the fuck down is the maximum distance opposite of whatever it is you're facing. So it doesn't matter, even if you are already, even if you did this perfectly and you threw this ability from here and you just poked, I would still look at where you are relative to the champion. And I would say, okay, so he throws the ability from here. He needs to get the fuck down. That is how you always will move. And that's what I'm going to be kind of watching for today is how you throw abilities. Because when you're level, you know, almost always this is the reason that you're at this level. It's almost always this. And so we got to beat these bad habits out of you. And to make it so that when you play, because we'll see right here, you'll see. See that movement? I even see it right there. I don't see disciplined movement. I see what I call noodly movement. You threw the ability, you stepped back, you did the right thing, and then you immediately started kind of like clicking all over the place. Think forward and back.
Clicking all over the place.
And well, I want to dive into that a little bit more because people think that what I'm telling them is that like, oh, he wants me to just like run to Narnia too. It's like, no. What I want you to do is I want you to demonstrate that you're aware of what the range of your opponent is. And even if you're not, I want you to pretend like you know. Pretend like you know. I'm gonna use another Valorant example because it's a nice change of pace from my normal metaphors anyways. When you play like a tactical shooter, all right, one of the things that you learn is that there's this whole concept of like putting your crosshair on places and pre-aiming places. Okay, so like if you go through a map, you put your crosshair on a corner, you turn the corner, you shoot, the guy is like all the way across the map, but you knew where your crosshair needed to go and you hit the shot anyways, right? Well, just like in League though, you don't really know where the fuck your crosshair is supposed to go, do you? You have no idea. So when you're starting out, you would normally just turn a corner and just shoot and look stupid. But eventually you will start, eventually, you know what I mean? So eventually you'll get to a point where your crosshair will be in the right spot. You'll turn the corner. You'll look like a genius. When you watch higher level play, normally the players that you're watching, they are really, really tethered to the exact range of their opponent. That's because they fake it. They've been faking it for a long time. That's something that we've learned that we want to be. It's like when you're starting a race. You're ready for the gun sound and you kind of like get almost like you're almost kind of crouched down a little bit, like you're ready for that gun to go off.
Yep.
You want to be right on the line of everybody's abilities, whether they be auto attacks, whether they be the swing grab, all that stuff. You want to be right on the line or ready to dodge so that you can move in and be aggro. So I want you to see your movement again. When you walked up, and you threw the ability, you step back. Now, you should be stepping forward again because the Swain's range is somewhere in here, right? And he's moving back. So it's almost like a tethering type of vibe, too.
I start noticing that, too, later on when he throws his ability. So I do tighten up a little bit, but I still have that me walking around and going in circles and shit.
It's really tough because it's a juggling act, right? Because while you're doing this, minions are getting low, and then you got to be aware of the minion wave, and then you got to be aware of this other asshole, and then there's like a jungle that could show up, and I've got a booger in my nose. I want to pick it, and because like right now, like my whole thing is trying to get you into the habit of, well, these weren't bad autos here, actually.
It felt like a good trade.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. That was fine. So you zone off a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, if she's just gonna stand there and not walk up, gonna make sure she doesn't get it then.
And then we shove, and then you choose not to recall. Okay, I guess it's fine. You have a pot. You have plenty of health and mana, so it's not that bad. I think it's fine.
So when he starts throwing that stuff, I start figuring it out. Swain's abilities.
Right. It's a little spacing. Try to always leech the XP. I'm fairly sure you missed that XP just now.
Yeah, I did.
Because you knew he threw everything, and you're still standing back.
I just walked up. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess the cooldown was almost up anyway, so it was pretty close. But either way, like, always try to just poke your nose in at the last second. You can hide. Like, you could sit way back here, just when it gets low.
Mm-hmm. Just walk up, grab that.
That's what I mean with, like, the tethering bit. It's like you've got to be fighting for this little bit of this distance. It's all just a distance game. You're always, like, you know, teetering on the line of destruction, right? So Swain gets locked into our wave, dies. All right, what do you do with the wave here? Now, this would be a nice timing for you. What do you think you should do? Let's talk about that. I think I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, I think I should have helped the Jhin and lower the farm a bit health-wise.
What do you mean, trim it?
Because, I mean, yeah, just trim it down.
Okay, what's your idea?
Taking the ranged and lowering it, or should I help with the cannon?
So what you should be thinking right now is you've now been through 2 full sequences, and at this point, Swain has died, right? Mm-hmm. And the wave is pushing to Jhin. If it were me, I would blast the wave real quick, and then I would try to do something like duck into the brush and maybe recall, is what I would do.
Okay.
The logic being that Jhin should not be dying anytime soon. And if you trim the wave and recall in the bush, no one knows you recall. Because there's no reason for them to know. Now, if you're in the bush, they're going to feel uncomfortable walking up. And, if a jungle sees you, like, just duck into the bush, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're leaving, right? Yeah. But I mean, we know where the jungler is anyways. But I'm just saying in general that you have been on the map now for 4.5 minutes. And you guys have won 2 exchanges and you haven't leveraged your gold. So that would be my priority if I were you, is I would feel like I could base right now. I see that you guys are pushing. I don't really like that.
Looking back at this, I agree with you.
Okay, totally because in the heat of the moment, you're like, well, I could trim the wave. My idea is, he's saying trim the wave because he wants to ease it to the tower. But it sounds to me like you're just trimming it. Do you know what you're doing with the wave here?
We should just let it sit.
Right, you should let it come here.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is why I'm saying you can back into the bush, because if you go into the bush, it's really uncomfortable for them to shove. So like whenever you're thinking about wave management, you think about what your opponents want to do. If you're Kai'Sa here, what do you want to do?
I want to walk up and get some XP.
Get some XP and gold.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You want to get your item.
Right. in a vacuum though, fuck Kaisa, just any champion in general. If you saw the wave like this, what would you be thinking? Like if you're on this side, like red side. Because what I'm doing here is I'm trying to get you to think about the waves in a way to where you can use this type of information for your advantage, like I'm telling you to, so you could see it in the moment.
If I was on the red side, I would. Well, I just lost Swain.
Right.
So at this point, I would theoretically want to stay on defense, right?
Right, exactly. So like you want to be on defense, but the problem is the wave's shoving out, right?
Yeah, and
that's why when you guys start clearing the wave, this is why you should have been rage pinging like caution, danger, whatever, and just like hide in the bush and back. That's what I'm trying to get you to start identifying, because in this moment, both of you guys kind of fail this little window here, because you should see, oh, Belvath was top, right? And Swain is dead. So we have this opportunity here where this guy is going to feel really uncomfortable because he wants to farm, but he knows that if he walks up, he gets chunked. That's why I'm telling you the line that you should take is just touch the wave and then jump into the brush and make it very unclear whether or not you're basing or cheesing.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, you put Kaisa in a really tough spot where she just has to flip it and shove. She could flip it and shove if you back, which when I say flip it and shove, I mean, she could just confidently walk up and start pushing the wave and just be like, you know what? If he's there, he's there. Fuck it. Right. But you want to give them the opportunity to make the wrong call, which would be let you back and not touch the wave because she's afraid of you. Do you see what I mean? It's like it's like a little mind game, because she can't, she can never have complete information. She can never know exactly what you were doing when you go into that bush. You could do either. She has no idea. And that's the beauty of just like, this is why I tell people anytime that you're about to base, you know, get out of vision, get out of vision, get out of vision. Because you always want to give people the illusion that you might be doing something else. Right? Anyways, you guys go ahead and shove, which I think is just a get out of jail free card for her. Right? Like, because now, look, she gets to comfortably sit under tower.
She gets to farm.
Right, she gets a wave. Now, you're going to base anyways. But just imagine, you would be coming back to lane right now, and you could continue from this position with a buy. You could have boots. You could have a pink. You could have a book. Yes, it's true. You can get tier 2 boots now. That is a trade-off.
I think that's what I go for.
Yeah, but my argument is, yes, you wouldn't have had enough for tier 2 boots, but what you would have made up in terms of just this position would have been greater. That's what I'm trying to say, because you keep her here. Now you walk up when you come off a base, and now, you know, you have ganks options. You have so many more plays. Now, look, you can't do anything.
Yeah, I'm just stuck.
Yeah, so now you base, you come to dragon. You guys get dragon, and Kaisa's just kind of free farming. So I don't think that was like, I mean, yeah, you guys do get the dragon, but again, I just don't think we squeeze enough value out of it.
Advantage on us too. Yeah. Yeah.
What happened here? Let's see.
Oh yeah, here's another messed up play I do.
Now see,
it's all about that max range.
It is. And you can see the moment where you make a choice, right? Where you say, okay, I'm going to try to like zone this, right? Is what you were saying. Your movement's a little shaky.
Yeah.
But like,
I wanted to help zone, but I'm just so bad.
Well, all you got to do is just really think in hard lines. Yeah. Whenever I see, watch your movement. Whenever I see, like, it was back here, it happened. Watch your move when you walk up. Visualize the hard lines and then watch what you do. Ready?
I go off course.
So yeah, you have this moment of where it's like you're processing the motion, but it needs to be automatic. And now at this point, you break the plane. If you're ever in a situation like this, it'd be much better to just keep the distance and flash than what you try to do here. and flash before you cast the spells. It's just a layering fail.
Yeah.
This is Galio, okay? We are Brand. You can always go into the practice tool and do these little drills and exercises to get more comfortable with it. So here I am. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my thing. Now, your range of W is here. That's your range. Look how far your range is.
It's a good range.
Right. Now, the issue is your movement doesn't show me that you're considering what's going to happen to you if you get too close. You're not treating it like I said. What did I say? Sandbags, right?
Correct.
That's your movement. That's how it should be. Every time. You see how stiff that is? Look.
Yeah.
Any champion that you fight, you should be practicing repositioning away from them. Look. See how smooth that is?
Yeah.
Do I play Brand?
No.
No, I don't. Look, I can do it. So what am I doing precisely? So there's a couple things. The first thing, I like to use manual cast a lot to give me a visual representation of where I'm at. So the way you do that is in your settings, like in your, like it's literally just the first setting. You can switch all this to shift, right? I've taught this before. But like the idea is that like you can now manually cast your W. You can kind of do it with your E and alt, but like the main reason that you want it is for your WQ on Brand. Same thing with Zyra, same thing with Xerath, same things with Lux, same thing with Vel'Koz, same thing with virtually anybody that's got poke. Right? You could use these this little trick so that you can keep yourself at max distance. Okay? I use a Valorant example from earlier, like the pre-aiming and all that stuff. It's a similar idea. It's just practicing to do it the perfect way so that when you are in game, it is automatic. Now in a game, obviously your opponents are going to like close the space on you. That's another problem that you have. You're getting near your opponents and your movement isn't, it's like you're not even having a conversation with these guys. You need to have a conversation with these guys. You walk up to them, they're going to get mad at you. They're going to get mad. So you got to kind of like do a lot of these little micro movements while you're keeping your eyes on them. And if they look like they're getting mad, run like straight backwards, like run. And then as soon as they come off a vision, you need to walk back up. See, just walk back up like that. And it's the same thing. You click, back up, click, back up. If you main your champion, which you do, ideally, you won't need to have the manual cast. You can be able to do it just like this. You'll know exactly what your range looks like and how to sit right on that line. Notice that the whole time, the practice dummy would not be able to retaliate at all. If this was Galio and he E's, he could never hit me. Do you see that? Never in a million years that motherfucker hit me with that E. The only way he hits me with an E is what?
Is if I walk up into his range.
Or, what's the other way?
Or...
he flashes.
He flashed E's.
Right, that's why you're standing here. He flashes, and he appears here, bam, too easy.
Yep.
Now, you had 60 ping. I see that. It's a little bit harder, but it's not impossible. Right? It's a micro movement. Look at how my mouse moves. Look at how the inputs come out. Do you see this? Look at the inputs. That's your movements. Notice how they're right on that line, just like I teach. See my mouse? Right on that line. I try very, very hard to stay on that line for a reason. And yeah, sometimes you'll miss the abilities. Okay. But that movement,
least you're getting the max range.
The movement, look at that.
Crisp.
That's the mouse movement right there. This is why Faker has carpal tunnel right now. This movement. He has 5,000 DPI and he's going like this. That's no bullshit. This is literally all he does all day. Watch his gameplay. This is it.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do.
Okay.
This is all I give a shit about right now. You need to focus up. Keep your opponent at this range. If they go this way, pay the fuck attention and follow them and move like this. And if they get close to you, fall back. And if they break the plane, fall back. Like if they wind up here, fall back and then throw the abilities. Don't just stand there and auto attack like a dumbass. Get the fuck away from them.
Okay.
Okay? I don't care about... I mean, yes, the E does matter to a certain extent. Yes. But at the moment... Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to focus... I want to do the WQ. I need to... I'm seeing what I need to... Yeah.
The key with the E specifically is you're only really supposed to do that, like... To like harass or to like guarantee stuns. I mean, that's really what it's for. So like, for example... Oops. For example, it'd be like this. Oops, I did it wrong.
Yeah.
With the dummies. See what I mean? That's what you're...
Yeah.
Like, the premise is more like this. But you would spread that. Look at my range here. Same premise. Even the E, I treat it like it's life and death.
Okay.
I don't cast. Notice this whole time, my heart rate goes up when I see this. This is bad fundamentals. I can't be here as a poke champ. I can never be here. This is all illegal. I would legitimately rather flash and go like this than be there. That is everything. That is your, you know, to use that Valorant metaphor, that is the crosshair placement. That's the fucking spray control. That's like the baseline thing. And we're failing it. We can't fail it. We cannot fail. If you do nothing in a game, like if you legitimately did nothing in a game but stand near minion waves and practice that and do that well, it's literally, there's no reason to be in bronze. It's just, it's that simple. If you do that well, you're not in bronze, first of all. The problem is, I think that there is a, you know, like I said, there's no explanation sometimes as to like how important it is, and it just doesn't click, you know? It just doesn't click with everybody. Hold tab. Are we getting invaded? No. Okay, cool. So right off the jump, I'd be getting into lane. Yeah. Okay. Go assist ping it. Yeah, I like the idea. Assist ping it. Try to get your teammate with you. Try keep your spacing and check the bush from range with W. Yeah. Like max range, just like I showed you. W and fall back. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, you're clear. Now you can just sit in there and chill. Oh, wow.
What?
That is unlucky. Just not. Well, you can walk it out, maybe. I was gonna say you might be able to just. Okay, what do we do here? Damn. That's pretty unlucky, actually. Yeah. But that'll happen. That's like a 1 in 100 thing. Like that never fucking happens. So let's go to the bush though. Let's get to the bush. Lane bush. We're not leashing, so we know that this guy's gonna want to leash. He's not gonna wait in the bush. And same thing, you're just gonna practice your movement.
Give me 1 sec.
Yeah. All right, let's land some damage.
All right. Sorry, someone came in.
You're good. Come on, let's practice it. Let's go.
Okay.
Nice try. It's all good. Now you have your Q up. Now, he may know you have no flash, but we don't care because we're practicing this right now. Fling your W at him.
Yep.
Just keep walking. Now auto, and then W back. Yep. W fall back. Yep. That looked a little better. You kept hesitating, though, when you were running away because he was actually going for it. But that's what I mean. Don't change your direction. Just keep walking. It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little spooky. He could flash on you. You can sit back. You can sit back and wait.
Yeah.
We don't need to int for it.
That was weird.
Yeah. Make sure you set up for your ADC. Yeah, there you go.
shit.
Careful. You W and fall back.
Yeah.
You W and fall back. In the bush. Don't walk up. Don't walk up to it. He can combo you. Yeah. That's good. Spacing. Yeah. Auto back up. Auto back up. And now walk forward. That was good. That was good. Walk forward. Ignore the pings. You did the right thing. You were you would literally die there. Yeah. Keep autoing. E then. Yeah. Maybe he dies. I don't know. All right. W. Good. Now let's pushing it to recall because we're fucking low and we have very low mana.
Okay.
Yeah, throw E on this, throw W down, hurry, hurry, hurry. It's a little better. A little better.
It felt better.
Right, it should. It should when you do it right. Boots and refill. Undo that.
Boots?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would go boots and refill. I mean, you might have been able to land a little more damage, but like in terms of just the framing of that fight was better because you didn't just run at them like a moron and like trade autos, right? Your teammate's pinging you, but your teammate doesn't understand that if the Alistar was smart, he would have just went on you with Ashe.
Exactly.
And then you get blown up.
No flash.
Right, right. That's why the spacing is all, you know, super important there. And she's pinging you, but she doesn't understand that you're actually in lethal there a lot of the time if you get caught up.
Yeah.
So you just look at the lane's pushing to you, so you just last hit and pull the wave back. And you have full mana, so I'd be like... I wasn't sure.
Range.
Well, no, I wasn't sure if like Alistar was in the bush or something, but he's in mid.
Yeah, he's coming back. Do you think I could try to...
You could W and like zone, but it's dangerous because you don't have flash.
Yeah.
I mean, you can definitely do it as long as it's max range. Like, you can move to the left of the minion wave here and put a ward down in river. No, the left. Like in river.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know he's mid, right? So, oh, this is good. This is good. W, fall back now. Okay, wow, we're definitely dead. Yeah. You did the right thing. Oh, that's a good peel, though. E, then Q. All right, yeah, we'll just pull this back. W.
Like, I have no... Like, I don't know what he's asking.
Yeah, we need to have a ward down in river a little faster, though, so we could have seen it and then W'd it.
I know they're on drag.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like, what do you want me to do, bud?
W this and then fall back.
Okay.
No, I meant the Ashe. Like, you want to zone.
Oh.
So, do me... I want you to type a rare type, okay? I want you to type something in chat. Type, ping my refill if you are chat muted. Out of curiosity. There you go. I don't think he can do it. I don't think he can execute a refill ping. It would have made good content if he did. Let's try. She does get that kill. Oh, no, she doesn't. Yeah, the cannon. You know how you can stop this, right? You can type /deafen. It's DEAFEN. And that lets your teammate know that you can't hear their pings. I like doing that move when I'm being spam pinged. So they focus more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go ahead and auto the tower a few times. Try to get the plate.
Okay.
Get your camera more forward because they're going to come from lane, right? Like, yes. You want to be able to respond as soon as they show up in the lane. That can't be on us. He would have already hit us by now.
Yeah. He's,
Walk up in W.
Mid.
Walk up in W. Let's practice spacing. Okay, so E, and then you're going to ult this and fall back.
Should
W?
I,
Yeah, no,
ignite?
W and fall back. No, W and... You were doing the right thing. Now ignite it. Now ignite it. Yeah. You had the right idea, and like you. Okay, listen, dude.
I hesitated.
No, it's fine. So grab your 2 boots. That's fine. But the problem is, you were doing the right thing. You're saying, do I ignite him? Is he in range to be ignited?
Yes.
Kind of.
He did walk up
briefly.
Kind of, yeah.
But the point is you were maintaining your spacing. That was good.
Okay.
But don't like kill yourself in order to fucking help your shit teammate, right?
Okay.
You keep the spacing. Yeah, you play your life. You hit the abilities when you're in range, and you fall the fuck back. If you were able to ignite her, like, yeah, you like E-ignite, maybe fling a W down or something, you might be able to get the kill. But I'm saying that you were playing your spacing correctly, which was good. But don't worry about don't worry about the result. Just say, I think I get the kill here, maybe, and then fling it, right? But the premise of you actually like exaggerating the spacing during that situation is good. Like that's a good thing. While she's like dying, like spacing like that, that's good. Because that means that shows me that you're understanding that like there's no benefit for me walking into melee range. Like you're allowed to auto her, but keep the autos at max range. Alistar might flank us again, so I'd fall back until I see where he is, because I don't want to get flanked again. I mean, it was an okay flank. If she played it a little better, I think you guys could have traded out.
Yeah.
Okay, Mort is unstoppable. Oh, Alistar went top. Okay, push then. I'm focused on the spacing conversation. Just push. Okay. You can fling W's at her too. That's fine. But I'm saying you need to auto the wave. Yes.
Yeah.
Walk up, land W, fling it, threaten it, then fall back. All right, keep autoing shove. Use your E. Use your E. This guy's probably rage pinging you. Just keep autoing. Auto the wave. Yeah, just auto the wave. Yeah. You don't have to take the farm. Now W the back line or Ash or something. We need to get the wave under while getting her away. There you go.
Oh, shit.
Now just ult, fall back, just like you did. Yeah, fall back, auto, fall back, auto. W, fall back. That looks a little better already. Now keep autoing. Keep autoing.
Felt a lot better.
Now kite back. We're probably dead, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But you see my point.
Yes.
Right.
That felt a lot better.
Right. It's the premise that like you're not just like coin flipping the fight. You're damaging, but you're giving yourself an out. Now, I knew that Nocturne was coming, but we don't have time to worry about I would need to get this fucking fundamental down first.
Yeah, the fundamental is more important for me. But yes, no, I probably should have walked back, but
yeah, the goal is to get the kill, get the trade, and like run into the bush or something. Yeah. It would have been like the perfect execution of it, but like I don't care right now. I'm just happy that you're preemptively moving and like not just tunneling on every exchange.
Yeah.
Because now if you practice this, it'll become more second nature and you'll start winning more exchanges. Now let's push this with W. E the wave. We're not gonna just stand here. Just E the wave.
Yeah.
Alistar's roaming, so we have to like do something with it. We could roam too. How low are they in mid? We can maybe hold mid. Okay. We don't know.
Mid.
As soon as he dies, though, you need to throw your camera there so you see.
We could probably take drag, right? No?
Now think W and spacing. Okay. You could fling a W in there if you think he's there. And then fall back right away. Yeah. Kane doesn't want drag, so that's cool. You could sweep these bushes and see if they're clear. And then maybe try to cheese from the bush.
I don't think they saw me.
W quick. W and combo. Or they're closing the gap on you, bro. Combo that shit. Yeah, run into the corner. Run into Narnia. You got his flash. Yeah, when they're closing that gap, that's urgent. You got to throw your W. You got to throw everything down. Right. It's just, it's weird because a lot of the times it's like, if you don't frame it off of the minion wave, that's why I tell everybody to like look at the minions and how they move. Because if you pretend that you're just like a minion, it usually helps with the trades. I mean, even the bots like kind of exhibit this behavior a little bit when you like see the bot games and you attack them, how they move. They kind of do it. They do it badly, but they kind of do it. And that's what you need to be thinking. Like, you need to literally, like right now, I don't know why she's allowed to hit this wave. Like, you need to go down. Why is she allowed to do this? Like threaten it. Body language, forward and back. Not side to side, forward and back. Just like I literally spent all that time dragging my mouse.
I know.
And I sat right there and showed you. Come on. Use your refill. I drew it just like a diagonal. That's how you should move. Almost like you're swinging a fucking sword or something. And you should be constantly trying, like, this Ashe is farming right next to us, and she's getting to do it for free. How? Okay, that's fine. Ult and back up. Yeah, well, now we just, now you just trade. At that point, if you get bumped in like that, ignite her and throw all damage on her head. That's all you do there. Okay. I actually thought he was roaming, because he has been roaming most of the game.
I thought so, too.
He went to top and he went to mid. And when those bushes, like, if there's a chance that he come from the bushes, that's the other thing you can do. You can just fling ability at max range into the bushes and see if it hits. Go ahead, fling your W at him. Practice your spacing. You know where he is, yeah. It doesn't have to be at Ashe. You can't skip over Alistar. Like that Alistar, like you have to zone him back first.
I have to, respect.
So you need to just W him in that spot. If he's the one between you and Ashe, like you have to W and fall back on him. I would check the bush with my W, and like preemptively click back. Hey, what about the lane bush? Maybe Q it. Fall back. Yep. I mean, at this point, just last hit. I don't want to shove because I don't want you to get killed by Ashe Arrow into this combo. You can sweep. You know there's a ward there. Anytime you know there's a ward there, sweep.
Yeah.
25 gold. It's worth.
Okay, Ashe is back. Alistar is missing.
Yeah, so we can assume that we get engaged on here a lot. No. You can just fall back now. Yeah, fall back for a bit.
Okay.
Okay, well, it's not us, so you know it's no. We're not getting engaged on by Nocturne.
Alistar is
okay,
mid.
go. Yeah, walk up. Right. Walk up then. Walk up. Zone. Yeah, walk up. Get into the bush. Get to the bush in front, like near her tower. Walk up. Walk all the way up. Walk all the way up. Walk all the way up. Right there is good. Use your refill, and then occasionally just pop out and fling a W. Walk forward. Threaten it. Okay, she backed down. Maybe you can combo her under tower real quick. If you could, like, if she walks up the farm, maybe you can, like, W stun or something.
You think I can EQ this?
Yeah, sometimes. If you can stun her here. Ah, damn.
Oh, shit.
Use a refill.
Okay.
We gotta wait for the next wave. Yeah, you just wait and see if she does what Alistar did to us. No, I wouldn't even have popped out. I would have just waited. She has to go back to the wave. Every time you auto, you show, though. I think I would just fall back. Yeah, Alistar's flanking, so just fall back. Now walk up and W. Yep. Yeah. I was like, I
walked into that, and I shouldn't have done that.
It's okay though. Like the main. Oh god, this guy's so toast.
I was just trying to see.
This is honestly, and I'm not trying to be mean.
That's totally fine.
This is some of the worst spacing I've seen.
Yeah.
This is rough. There is a processing that is not happening often enough, and that has to be fixed. If you want to improve, you've got to dial into this concept and really start paying attention to this distance and just saying like, all right, I'm at the max range, they're near the ability range, I fling the ability, fall back. Like you, until we get over this hurdle, it is impossible to move.
Understood.
You're just getting manhandled by spacing right now. Everybody's able to like kind of see where they're allowed to be, and you're really struggling with this idea. So the main thing that I would do is I would just tell myself, like, if somebody's near my W, like I showed you the practice tool thing for a reason, so I would recommend that to start. But like,
that's what I'm going to be doing. If
someone's near that range, like it's instant. I just fling that shit out, instant fall back. And you have to constantly be teetering on that distance. If you don't do that, basically what happens is that like eventually you're getting to a point where it's just like, all right, I don't do any damage anymore. Like none of my poke really matters. It's because in the early lane, we have to do a better job of like identifying, okay, I'm allowed to auto this guy. I'm allowed to W this guy. I'm allowed to do this. Okay, he's running at me. I need to fall back. One thing I want to show you real quick is the first death before I go.
Okay.
I don't know if it was us that died or Zaya died or someone died, but the point is I just want to show you what I mean.
I think before I even continue to go into ranked games, I'm just gonna practice in the practice tool. And
I mean, you can keep playing ranked. You're in bronze. You can't go up.
I mean, you're true.
I mean, you can't go any lower. It's like iron. I mean, yeah. It's like it doesn't matter. Like, honestly, it really doesn't matter. Don't give yourself ranked anxiety about this. I'm saying that, like, right now, you just need to learn to dribble. And this is by the way, you're not the only person with this problem. This champion and champion. So, all right. Support's just a fucking noob role, first of all. Second of all, the other thing is when you're playing, so like Brand and Zyra and all these champs, they give you, they're actually trap champs, in my opinion. The reason that they're trap champs is because what happens is you run at people and you see yourself doing a lot of damage, so you think you're doing the right thing. So then you build a bunch of muscle memory off of this idea that, like, well, I just need to run in here and slam my damage out and I'm being helpful. I'm allowed to play this game now because I'm being helpful, right? But you're not being that helpful.
That's what I've been doing, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, I know. I literally do this full time. I know. And I know from playing, and I know from coaching, and I know when I liked Zyra years ago, why I liked Zyra. Because I was bad. And I saw myself doing a lot of damage. And I was like, oh, like, that's cool. I'm helpful, right? Eventually, I got better at the game, and, you know, now I'm able to articulate all these little nuances and bullshit and all these different roles and stuff. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that this is actually not as uncommon as you think it is. Or this is not as... With Zyra, Brand, Xerath support, Vel'Koz support, they all do this. Every single one of them all have this problem. Well, not Xerath so much, but like definitely Zyra, definitely Brand are the big ones that do this a lot.
Yeah.
Because they both do so much damage, they die so much that you think that every death is good. That's the problem. But you need to make the deaths be earned. None of these guys are earning the kills, really. And that's the issue. So you die here.
Just giving up my life. No, I can't.
I'm going to share it. Hold on.
Okay.
So from what you did from the first game to the second game, this is an improvement. So you W'd, you threw the ability out. Alistar does this goofy shit. Cool. Now, you have your ult down, and, you know, you're not autoing as much as you probably could here, but the general premise is fine. And you're like, I could have ignited. Maybe. But at this stage, what should probably be happening is... Watch your movement. This is why I say walk like a minion in a straight line, walk home. Watch what you do. Ready? Watch closely. No, this was fine, but watch. You start wiggling and being weird.
Yeah.
At that point, if you think they're going to close the gap, just flash before.
Literally what you showed me in the practice tool.
But that's okay, though. That's okay, though, because this started okay.
Yeah, it definitely felt better than the first game, which was complete ass.
And then right here, you should just flash.
But, yeah.
But that was better, though. Yes, it was. This was better. Because at least you're showing me that you're thinking about it, right? The muscle memory may not be there, but at least you're showing me that, like, okay, this guy is at least trying to incorporate these concepts. Because, again, I don't want you just... you know, trading out damage for no fucking reason. I want you building off of this first, and then once you show me that, like, you can keep... Basically, let me give a very crude example. Here is a house, okay? And in this house, we need to color this house, okay? We need to color this house. And right now... in this situation, most people, if I say paint inside the lines, they could do it, right? In your situation, you are coloring all over the fucking house. You're failing to stay inside these lines. That's what I'm trying to... That is the core of this lesson. Is that, like, you don't recognize that there are parameters, there's lines that you cannot cross, and you keep crossing them. This was a step in the right direction, but it's work, right? Just like when I try to, like...
just gotta continue to keep doing it.
Yeah, it's just like when I was in school, I, like, tried to learn how to fucking... write in cursive or whatever. I remember it was torture.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same thing here. There's just a rule set. And by the way, like, if it sounds like I'm being, like, super hard on you, I'm not. Because, again, it doesn't click with everybody. But my point is that until you get over this hurdle, nothing else really unlocks. I can't get into the concept of, like, okay... You know, we started talking about minion wave management, but once we got into it and we started looking at your spacing, that is what took the forefront. And that's what I do with my coaching, right? Is I just structure it towards what's... I'm just glad that you're able to notice the things that I actually really need to improve on before I start focusing on other stuff. You know, there's all these different things. There's all these different things that, you know, kind of unlock. But at its core, I mean... The other, this is like a pro and a con. Like the con of brand is, like I said, it doesn't really go that high. Like it doesn't go beyond diamond very reliably, at least not in like Korea and shit. There's like a couple people that occasionally sneak in, but ultimately it kind of caps out, right? But like the pro of that is that this fundamental is rewarded almost instantly. Because you know, you don't have the problem of like, you know, I have this gap close. I play a Kali and have all this shit that like gets in the way. Like, oh, I use my E, I use my shroud, I use this, I use that. It's very cut and dry. Either you followed the rules of spacing or you broke the rules. With a Kali, you can break rules because you have other tools that you can use to kind of like manipulate the game, right?
Yeah, she's got other kits in her utility. Right,
so it's like when we talk about Zyra and Brand and all these poke champs, the thing that I really wind up focusing in on a lot of lessons is spacing, is because that's usually the thing that is going to be the determining factor of whether or not somebody is stuck in with the champ or they're winning a lot more than they lose. And I think that if you could get this down, you're going to find that you're a lot healthier in fights and you're a lot more control when you do your trades. You're not trading really badly because, you know, even though you might have like missed the... Let's watch this one real quick. So here you get engaged on. You immediately step back. You ult. Again, we can mix in some autos here. But like ultimately... Now right here, you should have stepped away into the bush.
Yeah.
And then you would have been okay, I think. But the point is that you are constantly stepping backwards after each ability, which is good. That is a start. Yes. This is a start. I promise you, if I look at like Korean solo queue, I promise you, if I saw a trade, you're still looking a little clunky, a little janky without no autos, right? Yeah. But I promise you, if I were to pull up a higher elo replay and watch trades, I guarantee you they'd move like that. They would like step back preemptively and shit like that. I think I coached a brand mid privately. I don't know if it went to my YouTube or not. Did you see a video of brand mid?
I watched it last night.
Perfect. So
and he started talking all this nonsense, and then you got on him real quick.
When you go to that coaching, watch when I pull up the Korean VOD. I don't have time to do it right now, but I did it as part of his coaching. Watch the movement because it's a very similar conversation.
I got one question. When I get the hang of this, can I send you a message and just show you that it all worked?
Yeah. No, so that was what I was going to say. So before, like usually I tell people homework. So yeah, your goal is to show clips of this spacing properly and with autos, ideally.
Yep.
And then if you do that, then you've practiced and you're starting to excel at it. Then eventually, if you do come back for another coaching, then we could get more into the weeds on some other details. But for now, I just want you, just baby steps. This has to be fixed. Got it?
Yes. Yep.
Cool,
totally
man.
Understand.
Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Have a good one. Goodbye.
Yep, you as well. Bye.
Peace, brother. Before I go, I almost forgot. Guys, remember, if you like this video and you think what I'm teaching here is helpful, make sure you hit the like button, the share buttons, click your buttons, and all that stuff. And let me know what you think. Do you think that I was fair to the client? Do you think that I should have focused on some other things? I'd be curious to know what your opinions are. But I think that personally, you know, the biggest thing with these types of coachings is just making sure that like the time is useful. And, you know, if I have this guy going down the rabbit hole of the wrong stuff, then I feel like he's not going to really see any improvement. And that's the whole point of coaching. But yeah, you let me know what you think in the comments. I gotta go. Goodbye, everybody. Peace. Appreciate the support.